Love it what you make it. How you my honey, you promise me you won't break it. I'ma keep it real when it ain't no faking. I don't know what to say, man. Yeah, what's good, man? It's your boy, the Cut Boy, back at it again with another one. I look a hot ass mess, man. I tried to get my barber to come chop me yesterday. Man, I tried to go get my hair. Tried to get it chopped yesterday, but scheduling conflicts, whatever. It was conflicts on our schedules, so I didn't get my hair cut. But you know, I couldn't let that be an excuse for me not to do this video. So I gotta stop doing that. I be doing that a lot. I be letting me not having a cut or something like that. You know, a little shit like that stop me from doing videos. But how y'all folks doing, man? It's another good, beautiful Monday morning motivation, whatever. Even if it ain't Monday, a good morning motivation. I'm just gonna start calling it morning motivation. I don't know what I'm gonna call it, but what's good? How y'all doing, man? I hope y'all having a fabulous day. It's a beautiful day out here today. Let me show y'all the sky. Oh my God. It feels great out here too. I don't count. It feels great out here. I'm gonna address the situation of love. It's been a heavy topic this last week. It's always a heavy topic, but I'm gonna address the situation of love. It ain't even addressing the situation. I'm just gonna speak my piece. Again, all these videos, you know, y'all ain't gotta agree with anything I say, man. Y'all ain't gotta fuck with anything I say. I appreciate y'all for watching though. But y'all ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? My word ain't law never. My word is never law. And I don't know nothing. I ain't gonna say I don't know everything, because I barely know anything. So everything I say is just what I feel in my experience, my perspective on things, and my thought process on a lot of stuff. First things first, man. Love is what you make it. You feel me? Baby said it best, you know. Man, if you ain't heard that song, you need to listen to it. But love is what you make it, man. For real. There ain't no blueprint of love. That's why I say don't take nothing I say as law. There ain't no blueprint of love. Ain't no, you know. Everything is individually. Like it's literally what you make it. But I think we make it too hard, man. I'm gonna just speak, man. I'm gonna talk my talk, man. I think we make love too hard now. But I feel like a lot of people in today's dating world, or I guess we could say in this generation, I hate when people do that, but a lot of people in this generation, I think the problem is we lack compassion, right? And patience. And I think that's what ruins a lot of our relationships, because we don't have that compassion. We don't have that compassion to understand what the next to understand, like, even though we're in a relationship and a lot of stuff is together, everyone goes through their own personal battles. Even being together, you could be married 40 years and still have your own personal battles. But these birds be yelling at me, man. I fucks with it though. I love when the birds chirping out here, man. I mean, that's just nature, man. I love nature. One thing about me, I love nature. But yeah, we don't have compassion. We don't have the understanding. I feel like it's not enough sitting back and realizing, like, okay, we all in this fight together. Like, nobody's got this figured out, and having the compassion to understand that we all fuck up, and you know what I'm saying, the forgiveness to let somebody mess up, and instead of looking at it in your own way and saying, oh, he did this to me, they did that to me. I feel like we lack the understanding of, okay, I'm gonna let y'all talk, man. I'm gonna let y'all get your own little segment or something, man. Y'all wanna be so loud. But I think we lack the patience and the understanding of, like, okay, yeah, I felt this way, but to have the drawback and say, instead of what they did to me, but really digging and figuring out why, and figuring out how we can figure out, like, you know, move past it, how to make things work in the future. Like, I feel like we give up too easy, man. I feel like love is giving up too easy. That's why I say it's the most dangerous thing in the world, because it fluctuates so quick. You could be so in love with somebody, things could be going so good one week and go so bad the next week. That's just life. That's just how love goes. That's just life. And because of the fluctuations of it, it can definitely make it hard to stay in a relationship. I understand that, but that's why I say we lack patience. I feel like that's the main thing, of the reason why I can't do love right now. I don't like love right now. Is because I feel like as a total generation, we lack patience. Like, and I think I also hate when people put everything like, oh, it's social media fault. But I understand when it comes to relationship, I attribute a lot to relationships, because we see so many thriving thriving relationships. You see so many relationships on social media that we like to see, that we subconsciously put ourselves in and wonder like, oh, and like it's envy in a way, like, oh man, what if my man's, or what if my old lady did that? Like, we get into a mindset like that, and where when we start seeing all that, again, I know a lot of people be like, oh no, I don't do that, I don't compare, I don't do that, but it's subconscious. We're human. It's human nature for you to be doing that. If you're looking at all these, if you were looking at Lil Durk give India 45 different sets of gifts in 1 year, subconsciously in your mind, even if you say you're not a materialistic person and this and that, you don't care about gifts, subconsciously in your mind, you seeing all of these gifts, it's gonna make you start to think about the lack of gifts that you're receiving. And it's like, yeah, I understand the it should be gift, it should be all that giving or whatever, but I think we lose sight of the patience, because then once we start doing that, we forget where we're at in our own lives. Like, yeah, we can see all these other people do all this stuff, but at the same time, we're not at the same. Where we're at in our life should not. We can't align our stuff with the same with celebrities or with other people. Anybody, it don't matter, because everybody's not in the same. Nobody's in the same lane of life. Like, nobody's in the same lane. So everything is different. So you gotta expect a whole. You can't go into a relationship with expectations. You feel me? You can expect little things, like, don't take that literally and be like, you shouldn't expect this and that. No, but you can't go in. You have to go into a relationship, friendships and relationships. Fuck love and dating, man. It is what it is. But this is friendships and relationships. Like, you can't go into those with the expectations of things that you've seen from other people. Like, you got to go in there. I feel like you should attack every relationship, every friendship the same exact way. Like, you uphold your morals. Whatever you hold dear to you, and you whatever you hold near and dear to you, you hold on to that strong, and that's how you project that with how you act and with how you interact. And if you continue to project how you interact and your morals, naturally you'll find somebody that will align with those morals. You feel me? But you gotta be patient. They can align with those morals, with the overall morals, but then y'all have a little differences in the small things. But that's what growing is about. That's why I get so frustrated with a lot of relationships, is because things will go good and then they forget. Like, the beginning stages, the honeymoon stages is always perfect. Everybody's whoop whoop and this and that. But then they forget that they had differences at the beginning. You feel me? Because y'all start to become so similar. Once you start dating for a long time, you and your old lady you and your old lady or your old man or whatever, y'all gonna start to do the same thing. Y'all gonna start to develop similarities. Relationships, friendships. If you hang out with somebody, y'all gonna start doing some of the same things. But deep down rooted, you still have your differences. And I feel like when you get in relationships and friendships and stuff like that, and you get past that honeymoon, that everything is fun and happy stage, you've already forgotten the differences that y'all already had. It ain't like these are new differences. It's not like something new is popping up. You know what I'm saying? Like, if somebody was, your friend didn't like opening up at the beginning of your relationship, like y'all just started becoming friends, and they was real reserved at the beginning of the friendship, and then later on they get, with time they get more comfortable around you and they start doing that, but then start to get reserved again. That's who they are. You feel me? That's who they started off as. Y'all just forgot because y'all got so close and so comfortable. So then it's really upon both of y'all. If y'all want to continue the friendship, the relationship, y'all got to do the work. I feel like we don't do the work no more. Like, you got to stop and do the actual work of why are they resorting back to what happened? Why I starting to, why have I forgotten? Why is this hurting me more now than it did when we first got into it? Like, why does this actually matter to me now? And then y'all got to attack those. Like, people be so scared to attack the bad part of the relationships, and that's why relationships don't work. You got to be able to see the bad, feel the bad, go through the bad, and then attack it. You got to attack it full-fledged, head on. Like, no filter. Like, okay, this is what I'm feeling. And that's got to be a double-sided thing. Like, I've seen several relationships where one person is like addressing everything that they feel, and every time, you know, when something's going wrong, they address it. They say, I don't like this, I don't like how you do this to me. And the other person takes all that in but never addresses their side. And if they do, then it's either shot down, and so they're shy about it, or it's whatever the case may be. They tend to stop addressing stuff. And that's usually, like I said, you do the honeymoon phase when y'all probably both addressing everything, knocking everything out, cool, everything's good. Then in the in-between stage, things get shaky because one person might be addressing more than one person will keep addressing shit. Like, it's always somebody that's gonna keep addressing. It's either one person will keep addressing and the other person has shut down by that point because they feel like they keep fucking up. So now they're not gonna address what they did because they feel like anytime, you know, they feel like they down one at all times. Which in a relationship, you should never feel like you down one. Like, you should always feel equal. So if you feel like you down one, you're not gonna address what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. And then in turn, like, subconsciously, it's gonna mess up the whole thing because now, because you haven't addressed what's on your heart, you're holding all that in, and it's gonna cause more mess ups, more friction, more this and that in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? In the friendship, in the grand scheme of things, it's gonna cause a greater ripple because you don't know exactly how to act no more. And now that you don't know how to act no more because you're trying to please the next person, you're not the same person that y'all fell in love with. Y'all get what I'm saying? I know I'm rambling hard right now, but I know I'm making sense at the same time. So it's like, it's a group effort. It's got to be a group effort to where both sides can be like, okay, why is this happening? Like, the one side, you got to realize, if you're the one doing all the addressing, you got to stop and realize at some point, like, okay, why have they stopped addressing stuff? Because you got to realize, that's what people don't realize. You got to realize nobody is perfect, bro. If you're watching this video, male or female, old or young, Christian or atheist, I don't care who you are, bro. You're not perfect. Me, I am so far from perfect. You're not perfect. Nobody is perfect. So you've got to, if you got to a point where everything you're addressing a lot of stuff, which I hope everybody addresses everything, but if you get to a point where you're addressing everything and your partner or your friend has stopped, doesn't have nothing negative to say about you, you need to sit down and reevaluate yourself in the relationship that y'all got. Because you've gotten to the point where that person can't, like, you got to the point where that person is down. You feel like you've made that person feel like they're down one. And I don't care how bad somebody has done you. I don't care how bad things get. If you are devoted to the relationship and you think you're going to stay in if you are in a relationship, you should be doing everything in your power to make both sides feel equal. So even if that person has fucked up 1,000 times and you've only fucked up once, it don't matter. If you've chosen to stay in that relationship, you've got to do your side of your part of the job too, of making that person feel like they're not messing up all the time. You've got to rebuild that so that way you can get what you got in the beginning. Because at the beginning they weren't fucking up. So since they weren't doing that, they was being their true self. No, but don't start this in the middle of my video. Because they wasn't fucking up, they was being their true self. You feel me? And that's what you fell in love with. That's what you love. That's what you miss. So you've got to rebuild their trust in themselves, so that way you can get the partner that you had at the beginning. Really, essentially, that's what I'm saying. Not saying that you're the blame for somebody else fucking up, because it's never that. Like, they gotta be more responsible on their end. They gotta do their side too. But you can't stop doing your side just because the other person keeps fucking up. Like, you've got to continue to uplift them and be nice to each other. You gotta love each other, man. That being said, love is love, man. Love is what you make it, man. Love is the most beautiful thing in the world. Love is also the most dangerous thing in the world. You just gotta decide which side you're gonna use it for, and find the people that you're gonna use it, and make sure that there ain't no blueprint, man. You just gotta try your hardest, not get finessed. You know what I'm saying? Love everybody, and shit, eventually it's gonna work out. I love y'all. I hope y'all folks be easy, be safe. I hope y'all could take something out of this talk. Hope this kind of settled some minds, woke some minds up, soothed some souls. I don't know. Whatever it did, I hope it did what God intended it to do for y'all. because he placed this in my heart for me to come say. So I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. I hope that y'all folks be easy, be breezy, and y'all folks be safe. This dog is going wild. She see people. But other than that, man, I'll catch y'all folks on the flip side, man. Later.
And I told her, shawty, I cannot forget you. And I've been with them niggas, they were not with